Citizens of the mysterious kingdom, gather round. A new treasure awaits. Not gold, not even silver, but points. Bring your arcade tokens. This is Opposite Attractions.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Opposite Attractions, the show about theme park design that is technically possible. I am your host, Scottye Moore, joined this week by the man who is the 1000th happy haunt. It is Jim Murphy! Murphy! Is that the bell ringing?
Yes. I don't know if the mic can pick it up very well. Yes,
No, God, it picks it up very well, Jim. My God.
I apologize. I'm barely hitting it. I can mute it.
Okay, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. Jim, do you hear that? Is that what I think
it's the new Harry Potter roller coaster. Don't tell anybody about it. It's a secret.
I like they posted the image of what the ride's supposed to look like, and someone tried their best to map out what it will look like, and they were just like, and then there's a turn, and I don't know, maybe this way, and then this is Hagrid's place, and I guess you go in there.
It looks like one of those old family circus drawings.
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of dots, and shit, maybe this is where this happens, or I don't know, maybe there's a loop-de-loop. But no, Jim, I think that was the real of the PassFast car, because it's a car that goes by rides and passes them fast.
Yeah, you do not want to see the things I found today are horrifying. I do have two this week. First up is from Six Flags Great America in Illinois comes the Max Force. That's Max with two X's.
Maxi.
Because I would rather. I was gonna say I'd rather ride Max, but that's a different podcast, I think.
Yes.
This roller coaster is a launch coaster that goes from 0 to 78 in under 2 seconds.
Is that the fastest?
I don't know, but that seems like it should be. I think there is one in Japan that's its top speed is 107 or something, and I think it does faster than that.
Fuck that.
It's next to a racetrack, and so cars are going by on the racetrack, and you're going by on the car, and it's just like you're keeping up with them.
Oh my God.
I think that's a thing in Japan. It has a 175-foot double inversion.
No. Jim,
which I think is a record.
Jim, why?
You go up, you start to, basically, imagine you're starting to go through a normal loop. And as you get up to it, you actually, basically start turning.
Yeah.
So you're upside down, and you start leveling out, and then you just turn back and finish the loop. That is why it is a double inversion.
All right. I'm just gonna try to... What'd you say it was called?
It's called Max Force with two X's.
Oh,
it also has what I think is the fastest corkscrew at 60 miles an hour.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Which I think is if you ran through a running dryer. I think that's pretty much what you would experience.
That would be it. I'm pulling up... Oh, wait a minute. You say... Oh, wait a minute. Someone made it in the game Planet Coaster, apparently.
That's probably where that was the designer. And then he's like, let's make this real.
I'm trying to see if I can find an actual recreation so I can just kind of ride along with the people at home. You said it Great America, correct?
Yeah, it is Six Flags Great America.
Oh,
I don't know if it's actually open yet. I don't think it's open yet. I think it's coming this summer.
Okay, yeah, I'm watching a preview right now, and it's real vomiting, dude. Okay, that's enough for me. I'm not even showing the people at home. You have a little too much alcohol in your system to even watch the video. Look, Jim, I did what I always do, which is fill up how much I drank out of the Diet Dr. Pepper with whiskey, and I may have drank more Diet Dr. Pepper tonight than I thought. Anyways.
So that's one.
Okay.
The second one is actually from the Asian Attractions Expo in Beijing, which isn't that a wonderful name for a theme park or an amusement park.
Yeah.
This is I don't know what the actual name is, but according to what they say, it is simply just called the SFX Coaster, like the special effects coaster.
Okay.
This is a dark ride launch coaster that apparently is going to feature 4 different, like, kind of special effects in it. It's like a screen-based roller coastery, Harry Potter sort of a situation.
Yeah.
There is the gyro table. That is one of the effects, which is essentially the track and everything on it would rotate up to 360 degrees and also rock back and forth.
Oh God, that's terrible.
So that's one of the things that this ride will do. The second is called the side slide. So imagine you're going forward and then suddenly you just kind of drop to your left and or right, perpendicular to where you were just going.
Oh no!
Third is just a track drop, which I've seen a couple places. I think Busch Gardens, Williamsburg might have a track drop where you literally just like the track just falls out from under you.
From what I believe I've read that that the Harry Potter coaster is going to have a track drop at one point, if I remember correctly.
So that's 3, and then the 4th is what is known as the tilt and drop. I think these are all actually trademark names.
No, these are dance moves. I go out to the club and I do the tilt and drop all the time.
The tilt and drop is essentially a seesaw. So imagine you're going down the track and like a T-Rex would come in front of you.
Oh yeah,
So you would drop down in front of the T-Rex and then you would like raise up with the head and then you would drop backwards and go basically back the way you came down a separate piece of track.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Because I guess there is going to be, because it's special effects, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of crazy like animatronics and screen-based scares and things coming at you. Although what's weird was when I first watched the video, I thought gyro table said cryo table, and I said, oh crap, they're just going to freeze you like the original test track did.
Yeah. See, with me, I think theme parks are getting to a point now where they're almost like, you know how restaurants will be like, this is the spiciest, cheesiest thing in the world. I dare you to try and shove this in your mouth. That's what theme parks are getting to now, where it's honestly just a dare more than anything else. Like I did it. I would never do it again, but I did it. Kind of like Hulk, which I will stand by my thought that Hulk is not that good of a roller coaster. Mostly because I like the ones where, you know, I could be there and Limp Bizkit will provide me with a guided relaxation throughout the whole roller coaster. Stand up and stand down. Keep rolling.
Oh, no, don't give Disney any ideas for replacing Aerosmith.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Hulk is just like, hey! And then that's all you get. You get some superhero music, but that's about it as far as music goes.
That's the Ed Norton Hulk, I think.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have a roller coaster? Because I know you're not a thrill boy. Do you have a roller coaster that you would ride normally? I don't think we've ever discussed this.
I've only ridden 3 roller coasters in my lifetime.
Oh shit! Can we go back and review? Can we review the 3?
They were all at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. The first was the Blue Streak, which is probably like the weakest. It's not like it's weak for being a major roller coaster, but not like major like one of these crazy things I just talked about. It's literally just like an old wooden coaster, like a sling back, like an out and back couple of like hills. Nothing crazy. Like the highest hill is probably like 80 feet, but that's all you do is just go up and down a couple of times and do a 180 and come back. It's just a big loop.
Jesus.
That's the Blue Streak. The second is the Iron Dragon, which is a hanging coaster. Your feet do not hang, but the cars hang.
Oh, whoa, that's worse, I think.
Well, that's like I want to say it was Drake. No, not Drake and Fire. Big Bad Wolf, maybe at Busch Gardens Williamsburg did that. I think Busch Gardens Williamsburg did have a coaster like that. I think it was Big Bad Wolf or one of those.
Yeah.
where the car's hooked to the tracks above your head. No flips or anything. No twisting, turning upside down. But it's like you go through the trees, and then you like hit a break point, and then you go up another hill, and then you go down over water, and it's just like you do like a wide helix.
Yeah.
Like you're not really up. You're not going upside down, but you are like at maybe 85 degrees, and you're hanging. So there's just like water like right next to your head.
Oh Jesus.
So there's that, and then the third one was called Gemini, which I don't even know if it's still there. It probably is. It was a wooden coaster that was a racing coaster.
Oh, that's really cool.
Or at least like a dual track, because it's Gemini, so two tracks. And so like as you're going, like there is another car like right next to you going. And I remember that because the person I was with, my buddy, is like 4 times the size of me. Okay, he's not that big, but he was very much larger than me. And at the end, you go down the last hill and you do like a quick like a 360 spin sort of a situation.
Yeah.
And I was on the side that was basically at the bottom of the car for that. So I had this guy that was like double my weight, like just laying on top of me.
Oh,
for this
God.
For this like couple of seconds as we run around this turn. So that's what I remember from that. It wasn't as bad as some other roller coasters at Cedar Point. The mean streak was pretty bad. That's where they put Steel Vengeance, that coaster that was open for like a week and they had to close it because the cars kept running into each other.
Yeah.
I think they fixed that. But
Jim,
yeah, that coaster was bad.
Well, Jim, you're talking about all these roller coasters, but here's the thing. I went to go Gatlinburg, Tennessee this weekend, where I did see some alpine coasters, which absolutely not. No way.
Were any of them off the ground, or were they all on the ground?
It looked like Bubba went out with an erector set and just like built up some track. One of them just took some LEDs that had rainbow on it and fed those up to make it look like Rainbow Road. But no, we didn't.
That is a thing that is around here a lot. There's a couple alpine slides around here.
Yeah, but we didn't ride that. We re-ridded the most extreme roller coaster. Would make you shit your absolute dookie diaper. The worst thing you could ever ride. The Raving Rabbids Extreme VR roller coaster. We walked into an arcade and all I saw were 2 VR helmets and 2 seats. It was empty. It's legit a VR roller coaster featuring the Rabbids of Rayman fame.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like a water ride, like Rapids.
No, Rabbids. They were just like, you know, the ones that are almost Minions? The Minions, but rabbits. Yeah, we rode that, and I'll be honest, surprisingly fucking awesome. It was kind of like Avatar Flight of Passage for 7-year-olds. I was like, everything looks so beautiful. Oh, look, that rabbit's on fire. It's great. I loved it. So, Jim, we've talked about all these rides, but I think we can do better because this is a theme park design podcast. We're making our own theme park. It is, of course, the Mysterious Kingdom, not Magic Kingdom.
The Magic and Mysterious Kingdom. TM.
It's a D&D theme park. You get to make your own character if you spend the additional $5,000. You get to come in, collect GP, and that's going to be very important for the challenge you have posed to us this week, because we're going on a quest for cash, because you wanted a Buzz Lightyear Men in Black-esque fucking points-based game.
Well, I didn't exactly go that direction, honestly.
Oh, neither did I. I'm just gonna try to...
I didn't want to do the Buzz Lightyear again. I could save that for some other time.
I'm not gonna lie. For long-time listeners, they know that Buzz Lightyear well is a deep, and we keep a digging in it. But I will relent to you to give me your pitch for the first of these rides.
I didn't really make a ride so much as I made, and this is actually a series of 3 different things because I'm a cheater.
Okay.
This is a quest that you can go on to become the Colosseum champion.
Oh, fuck, yeah, that's awesome.
So somewhere in this park will be a giant Colosseum. I was going to ask you before the show, was there any plans to have a nighttime show challenge for this park?
I mean, maybe, who knows, fuck it.
Because my idea was basically that this Colosseum would have like like an Indiana Jones stunt show, sort of a Dixie Stampede sort of a show for like, that could be a nighttime show, or it could be like a run every hour and a half sort of a show, whatever. But that's one thing in it. But and that is just for like not characters like guest characters, but like it's actual just a show, like a stunt show. I was actually thinking that since we did dwarves and we did goblins, that this would sort of be an elven sort of experience. But like,
okay,
but almost more like garden gnomes than elves, or like Christmassy type elves, like little tiny people.
Okay, all right. Sherlock Gnomes is here.
Yeah. So the section outside of the Colosseum would have like Midway style games, like is what's at Chester's and Hester's and other such places at the Disney. So the idea would be that you could play these games to like win points.
Okay.
So it's that you don't win prizes like you would like at a carnival, because the idea would be that you can actually cheat if you have points to spend. You could cheat.
Oh yeah, so like if you got the right rogue skill, you could just walk up and be
well,
like, "Yeah, I can do
that.
this."
There is that, but there's also like, I didn't want to have like people with like annual passes, like just like running roughshod and like you. So let's say you go up to a thing and they say, "Oh, you do this, you get 1,000 points."
Yeah.
Well, you can do that, or you could spend about like 800 points to make it so you win you win automatically, so you still get the 1,000 back. So you only get like you you can play and lose.
Right.
Or the idea is basically you play until you win.
Well, see, with my idea was always the fact that almost everything was based. If you want to try to use like your rogue's tools to steal the cash away, it would be up to a roll of a dice. So you have a higher probability that you could steal from them, but the dice could still randomly land on.
My idea is that like once you win a game that's down there, you can't play it again that day.
Yeah, or maybe
that way
like
you can't like cheat the system.
2 to 3 hours, maybe. There's like a cooldown.
Yeah, maybe. Or if you use whatever points you get and you come back and you're like back down to nothing. But like, those games where you like have to throw a wiffle ball into a colored hole, and like there's like a bunch of white holes and then there's a couple colored ones, and if you get the ball in that color, you win a prize.
Oh, my boy, I know. I'm white trash all the way. I know these garbage places.
So imagine that, but if you go up and if you want to cheat, like instead of it being like 90% white circles, now it's like 80% colored circles.
Oh, no.
So it's very easy.
Or just so you don't have to change it, it's instead of getting it in a colored circle, you have to get it in a white circle. Like the rules just change.
Something like that. So there would be different games like that. You can earn points and various things. And then there would be basically a Colosseum training center, which would actually be my main attraction for this area.
Okay.
So it's essentially like, have you seen the VR thing, The Void, at Disney Springs?
Yes, I have.
So it would be that, but more bigger. More biggister. So, but it wouldn't be like a run around, like in like a big ass room sort of a VR experience, because I would want to make this more available for like a lot of people at once.
Right.
So you would go in this, and I would also do the like a moving floor situation.
Okay, I can see
so that way you can compact people into like a smaller area to do the VR experience. So there would be essentially like a ring. You would go into a room and there would be like 4 players, and you would go and there would be a ring, and underneath of that ring would be like a moving floor sort of simulator, and they would like harness you into this ring that would be around your waist, and then you would have the VR headset on so that you couldn't really move outside the ring, but you would still move around in the VR.
Right.
That way you're not running into people, but also like you could sprint, and like someone next to you could just be like walking, and you're not going to like screw something up for them.
So it's full on Ready Player One. You get a treadmill underneath you.
Yeah, basically. But you would be able to use the points you got on the outside to like buy upgrades for in the VR training
Okay.
simulator.
That's cool.
And then you would go through the simulator and you would get points for how well you did. And if you did well enough, you would be considered like a Colosseum champion. And then if you went to the show, like first come, first serve, you could actually like get VIP seating. And during the show, they would call you out.
Oh,
Like
that's
up in this box are our champions. And you could like stand up and like wave at people.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
And that
I
would
thought-
be like a thing that would stay on your like account of your character.
I thought you were gonna say it was like oh shit, I always bring it up. Is it Last Starfighter? Where the guy's so good at
It's
the...
Last Starfighter. I had the idea of maybe that they would do like an Indiana Jones thing where they could put people in the show.
Yeah.
But you have to like really like, it would have to be like really worked out in advance. It'd be like show up an hour before the show
Yeah.
outside.
Okay. Okay, so I like your ideas. I will say, before I get into my ride, I have an additional thing I kind of want to throw into the park. And it is, on various pots, vases, and trash cans, there are QR codes that you can scan on the app, and the app can give you, I like to think it refreshes hourly what's inside the garbage can, and the first person there gets to take out like 30 gold pieces or 2 jewels that you could sell somewhere else, stuff like
Well,
that.
You could make it random and per person.
Yeah, that way,
Like
nope.
you could, you could like do a random number generator so that like you could walk up to a trash can and scan it and you might not get crap, but then I could walk up to it like 5 seconds later and scan it and get something.
Yeah, and also...
But it would know like, oh, I visited 20 trash cans in the last hour. Like I got stuff out of 8 of them. And maybe there is like kind of a weighted average.
Yeah, well,
so you're
not
not
only-
getting stuff out of every one of them.
I also like the idea, going off of that, of achievements in the app, because this is still a theme park. People are
Yeah.
gonna want to ride the rides. They've spent a lot of money, but there could be achievements in the app for, like, you've scanned 50 garbage cans. Congratulations.
You've broke 50 pots.
Yeah.
You owe us $50. We need to replace those pots.
Yeah. But, so, let's get into my ride, and mine, like yours, is not... It's not a Buzz Lightyear. Oh, also, by the way, I do like the idea that you may get, like, a rare loot drop of, like, a super awesome sword. But if you're a wizard, you can't use it. So you can either go sell it, or you can even trade it to someone in your party if you want to, like, boost them.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Mm-hmm. But, so my ride is an exclusive. Because we're charging these people $5,000. We might as well give them an exclusive ride just for the paying characters that have stats. And I know last week I talked about the wizard school where you could like train up and be top wizard. I like the idea that there's a school for all of the different classes. So there's like a rogue school, there is a warrior school, there's all of this. And once you have reached like your top, which is probably, I'm going to say not difficult, it would take... I'd say like a day at the park and you could upgrade all the way. And once you do, you can enter this ride, which is right by the character entrance, which is where the hotel, the character shop, all that is. And it's shaped like a massive castle. It's almost like a weenie, but a weenie for the characters. It's a character weenie.
It's a character weenie, yes.
And your goal once you get in is to join alongside 5 other adventurers. If you already have a party, that's fine. You could put them in and then like 2 additional people if you only have 4. We figure it out. And you have to travel upside. The setup for it would be kind of like Men in Black, where there's 3 seats in front, 3 seats in back, weaponry up front. And you board it, and it begins kind of teaching you about the world of Mysterious Kingdom that you've been living in, teaches you about the history of it, and it explains that this was once a castle that belonged to the king of the Mysterious Kingdom, but unfortunately he deserted the kingdom long ago, leaving it to fall to fester like it is now. But here's the thing, Jim Murphy.
King Dalt Wisney.
King Dalt Wisney. The king has treasure hidden in his penthouse, but no one's been able to get up there. No one's been able to retrieve the treasure of King Wisney. Because since his departure, numerous unruly characters have taken hold in the mansion's many chambers, and it is up to you dangerous. It is your job to defeat them on this ride, which I have dubbed the Boss Rush. So, not only is this ride exclusive, it's also randomized. So, no matter what, I think when you go in, there's 3 different tracks that lead you to 3 separate rooms where there's like a different enemy each time on a screen. And so it randomizes your entire path up probably like 10 levels. Near the bottom, you kind of have the smaller enemies like goblins or bandits, but as you climb higher and higher, they become worse like orcs and giants. And then finally, after defeating them all, you reach the peak where you must face the specter of the king and his challenger for you, a massive golden dragon. One of the most difficult enemies to defeat in this entire park. So this shit is the closest to D&D you will ever get in Mysterious Kingdom. Because it is going to be turn-based. You all roll a random, initiative roll at the beginning to fight off against whatever you're facing. And when you enter the ride, you scan your app or you scan your ticket. And that dispenses onto the screen in front of you all of your stats. It dispenses all of your HP, your health, your attacks and spells are there, almost like a touch screen. And so it's essentially you and your party all working together to defeat these monsters. But of course, only the people who are alive at the end can capture the gold. So, as a tactical move, you could leave them all to die by the time you reach the top, but that also means you have less of an advantage against the golden dragon. So, it's really a matter of, learning about how to work with a party, because you know you can't take on the dragon alone. In addition to that, I'm also trying to make it easier to be not an asshole, because all the cart riders have 2 full heals that you can use, but you can't use them on yourself. You can only use them on... It's like a heal revive, so if someone's dead, you could use it and bring them back to full health. But you can only use it on other members in the cart. You can't use it on yourself.
Okay.
But...
What happens...
Okay.
You might be going this. What happens if a character dies?
Well, if a character dies and no one heals them, they're kind of just fucking there. They don't do anything. They're kind of just
okay, but what happens when the ride is over?
When the ride is over, you collect your 1,000 GP or however much, and then you go back to the bottom. However...
But your character's alive.
Yeah, if your character's alive. If all of the participants on the cart die, you are forced off of the track and then go on kind of like a slow drop back to the bottom. Like a shade.
Oh, I thought you were going to Tower of Terror him. I really did. I thought it was going to be straight Tower of Terror. Floor drops out. You're done.
No. You just kind of... No. I like this idea better. You Haunted Mansion it. You go out backwards through a graveyard, and then you get off at the very end.
Because for a second when you said every character could die, I'm thinking, are these seats connected in a way that, if you don't heal a person right, they just drop off the side of the car and just disappear?
Oh god, I like that idea so much better. Also, I like the idea that each opponent... I'm not sure if I want to pull this off or not. Each opponent you defeat, it gives you GP. So, the early ones, you get, 15 GP. Then as it goes on, you get 100. And then 250. You get more and more as it goes on. And there's 2 options. Either you get to keep it all, and then when you die, you just leave with all of it. Or we could do some weakest link bullshit. And just before you go into each room, it's we could turn back whenever you want, but if you die, you lose everything. I'm not sure how I want to go about that yet.
Ooh.
See,
I'm trying to... in my brain, I'm trying to figure out the mechanics of how this ride would work, and it seems like it would be quite extensive.
It's going to be massive. It's going to be a massive ride. The castle is just the front, but really once you get into it, it's a lot of shit on the back. Because
if it was more like a Tower of Terror, where instead of going up a track on a cart, if you were just going up an elevator shaft, and then if you lost, the floor just dropped out on you.
Well, no, what I'm thinking is there's a constant slope moving you up, and then there's also a slope carrying the deceased back down. and like there would be some sort of computer bullshittery that measures like, oh wait a minute, someone died the next room over, we gotta wait for them to pass and then you can leave. And so there would be, it's essentially a track for the living, track for those coming back down, another track for the living, track for someone coming back down, and then another track for the living on the end, and everyone either goes in or outwards.
I do like the idea of like basically giving people an out. Like if you just decide like we can't do it, like we're out of heals and we're almost dead, like we can just back out. Like that's fine.
Keep all your cash. Or it could almost be like a GTA die and you have to spend $250 to get healed back to full health situation.
Swipe card to continue. There's a square reader just built into the ride vehicle.
No. It's a corpse run. Like it's like fucking World of Warcraft corpse run. After you die, you have to run and then find someone to heal you back to full health. So there could almost be like an infirmary at the bottom where you can go get healed up in like the character space. Oh, Jesus. So, Jim, we've made some fantastic rides this week, my boy. But I have a challenge for next week, and it does build into what I've described this week. And it is, I know we've talked about it a little bit. I want us to completely flesh out the character area. I want us to figure out what's in there. I want us to figure out what you can spend your GP on, where you can spend it. Health options. I just want us to build out this entire home base for the characters.
Okay.
And that is my challenge to you for next week. But for now, Jim Murphy, where can people find you on the internet?
Oh, I don't remember. I've been busy this week.
That's
as
right.
you know.
That's right. Jim can be found on Twitter at apparently smart, but don't you have something else?
Yeah.
Something else?
I did.
Tell the people, Jim.
He's so happy. Yes, I published a young adult novel to Amazon, to the Kindle store.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, it definitely has nothing to do with theme parks. My apologies.
Promote it. It's the end of the show.
Yes.
Everyone's already cutting it off.
Everybody's on, and no one's listening. Yeah, it is called Accounting for Glory. It is the story of a 16-year-old boy dealing with an admirer that he knows likes him, but she doesn't know that he knows that.
Okay, that's some real good big mouth shit. Awesome. And you can find me on Twitter at Scott. After buying that book, find me on Twitter at Scottye Mo. Then go to Amazon and buy all my books. The Queasel Corp Trilogy, BS versus the Gods. I'm finally going into pre-production on BS versus the sequel. I don't know if that was supposed to be a secret, but I'm doing it. Fuck you guys. That should be out sometime soon as I get it all written and published and all that. So check that out. Make sure to check out all the other shows at aloadofpurebs.com. Ladies and gentlemen, and of course, remember to support us by picking up some merch at merch.aloadofpurebs.com or donating to the Patreon. That's where you get access to our Discord, access to me and Blake Tanner's exclusive show. You paid for this. And then, of course, you get shouted out on the show of your choice every single week like the Patreon saint of opposite attractions himself, Ransom Meltzer. So if you want to be like Meltzer, donate at patreon.com/aloadofbs. But if you want to support but you ain't got money, you ain't got any time, just go onto the iTunes app, hit that 5 stars, leave a nice little review on there, or of course, subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment below. We love getting feedback from all of you guys out there. But until next time, remember to find Jim and me on Twitter at OpAtShow. That's spelled OPPATTSHOW. Are you down with OPP?